Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to today's live. I hope you're all doing well. I hope this session brings you some peace, brings some clarity, and some answers to the questions that you bring today. How's everyone doing after the weekend? Quick reminder of how I read. Anyone new here or returning, if you would like a free reading, just click the link in the pinned comment. You'll be added to a list. Wait for your name to be called and have your question ready. Please hold your question until your name is called. And when asking your question, as I'm an energy reader connecting to you and your situation, please provide as much context and detail as possible. It allows me to channel the messages from Spirit for you in a meaningful way. Please bear in mind that I don't do yes, no questions, general readings or timelines, but let's get into it. Hey Jennifer, hi Ivo, hi Nimira, Country, Harry, Tia. Let me go and grab the list. It's still open, guys, but it'll be closing soon, so if you do want to get on the list, do so now. Few more places left. Hey Diamond. Please do remember to switch on your notifications as well for all updates, so you'll be notified of when I'm live, and all the schedule as well, which I update in the community tab. Sorry, this list has been tricky. Hey Samreen. Thanks Ivo for saying that. I appreciate you all as well. You're all so welcome. So this is the first half of the list. First up we have Tia B, my love. You can go ahead and post your question. Second half of the list. There we go. So just check where you are. And I'm using the Muse Tarot deck today. Thanks, Tia. So Tia said, I remember you saying last week how he didn't make the road trip, which was disappointing, yeah? Pisces did not come on the road trip, avoided communicating properly, and has been inconsistent. He said was sick, question mark, yeah? I pulled back, understandably. After my silence, he's reached out several times, checking on me. Has he now? I'm unsure of his intentions now, what to expect. So he doesn't like that, yeah? Good that that's caused a reaction though, Tia, yeah? So bear that in mind. Let's see though what the cards have to say. Yes, Samreen, I'm glad that I know that you like this one. Me too, one of my favourites. Put in the comments, guys, if you can remember as well. I should do a poll on this. Put in the chat whilst you're waiting, what is your favourite tarot deck? Because I'm always getting new decks, but I also like to know which ones that you know are your top ones, if you can remember them. Just describe them if you're not sure of the name. Okay, TB, let's get into it. So let's see his intentions and what to expect. Spirit, please, for Tia. King of so Muse of Emotions, King of Cups, Tia. So he is feeling all the feelings now, okay? So he's, because you pull back, this has made him very emotional, yeah? So you're having, obviously we know you're having a reaction. I mean, sorry, he's having a reaction. You're having an impact, a strong impact. And the lesson, the message of the Muse of Emotions is, can you see how it's depicted by two women here? It doesn't matter about gender. Who is taking a deep drink of emotions, but it's overflowing, yeah. And the lesson and the message of the Muse Emotions, the King of Cups, the kind of shadow side, is that we are struggling to manage our feelings and to process our feelings. So I feel like they're not quite sure how to handle this, and they're having a bit of a wobble. They'll be feeling fearful that you've pulled back, and it's rattled them. Let's get another card, yeah? Let's keep digging. So maybe it's up to you, T, you know, if you might want to, like, maybe let them stew a little on this. Maybe, you know, let them struggle, because I know that they've probably made you feel like this, yeah, by being hot, cold, you know, the kind of 2 step forwards, 3 steps back that we've experienced. So maybe you want to let them stew a little on this. Tell me more, Spirit. I'm just gonna, my cat wants to get out, hold on. Eight materials, this is nice. So this is, they are gonna put the work in. Eight materials is about effort, it's about hard work. So this is what's needed. Like you say, they've made you feel like that many times before, and you've no desire to reach out. It has to come from him, yeah? The work, the effort, the rebuilding, that's what Eight Materials is all about. It's about effort. It's about real, genuine effort and hard work. And that's what's required. Can you confirm, Spirit, is that what we can expect? And then I'll leave it there, yeah? Yeah. So as long as you, this is you, so Tia, as long as you stand your ground, this is you being strong, being defensive, you know, setting this boundary. Nine of Inspirations, all about that. You can see how this woman is kind of using her anger, using her, you know, this is righteous anger. Anger isn't always bad. Anger is actually very empowering and drives us to make change, positive change. So use that hurt, anger, pain, whatever it is that's been caused, yeah, to stand your ground, to hold that boundary. And if you can do that, then we see this triggering, again, this hard work and effort coming from the Pisces, of them having to put this hard work and effort in. So let them fight for it, you know, let them prove themselves. They're in an emotional state. If you stand your ground, which it sounds like you're prepared to do, then this will trigger hard work, effort to rebuild. We're already seeing signs of that with the effort of the texting, the reaching out, but you know, there needs to be more than that. Maybe they need to come up with something good, yeah? How are you going to fix this? Okay, I'll move on. I hope that resonated to you. Shreya, my love, you are next. Please post your question. And Jennifer, you're after Shreya if you want to be ready with your question. Hey, Kritika. I'm just going to quickly go and check the list actually, because it's probably filled up now. Yeah, so I'm just going to close the list. And then we'll move on. Sorry, my arm in the way there. Thanks, Shrey, for posting. Hey, Anshaman. Thank you for the hearts, Anshaman. Hey, Jennifer. Thanks for letting me know you're here. Okay, so Shreya says, I want to know, will Anyupan emotionally open up with me as he used to share every bit with me? His overall energy towards me. Okay, I didn't reach out to him after 30th of November nor put any status. Okay, I know last time, correct me if I'm right, was it a tower energy that we got for them last time that they were dealing with, Shreya? Let's have a look at their emotional energy towards you. Struggling, so 5 of materials. Disappointment is the 5 of materials. It's a struggle card, if we can see. So they're still in a difficult place. They're still in a dark place. The 5 materials, okay, so do we know anything about why? Can you share anything more about why communication broke down? Because I want to know where this kind of disappointment and sadness is coming from. Because with the 5 of emotions, what it says is that, yes, things maybe didn't turn out how we had planned. There were disappointments that went on. But the 5 of materials asks us to stop dwelling on what has gone wrong and to focus on what remains. There is still potential. Whenever we see a 5, okay, it can blow over sooner than what we expect. At the time with 5s, it can feel very catastrophic, it can feel very permanent. But it's like if you had a big blow up, a big argument, for example, and then it feels like, oh my goodness, this is so serious, this is the end of us, the end of the relationship, and then it kind of just seems to blow over and you pick up where you left off, and it's not kind of half as bad as what it feels like. So tell me one more, Spirit. So if you can tell me more historically, just remind me again about, I know that you had a connection and then it just went quiet, it just went ended. Did nothing happen that brought that on? You went on a trip, I remember you saying that, and after that we went back to our cities and then he started acting very odd, more likely started ghosting. Okay. I mean, this is hopeful. Temperance is about harmony and harmony being restored, Shreya. So this is hopeful that, again, that you can move on from this kind of darker time now, this disappointment, yeah? Last we met, I became very emotional when he was leaving. So it's intense, but this is hopeful, this card, Shreya, because we have Temperance. It's a major arcana, and Temperance is all about returning to balance, returning to harmony, but it's also the need to be patient. So I feel like this is hopeful for the future, that things will balance out. I don't know what triggered whatever this tower moment is, which when you started acting weird, odd, and started ghosting you. It could be that they've made a connection with someone else. There's no denying that. But also the cards would say that some kind of tower moment happened. Then they've shifted into this more darker energy, disappointment, and focusing on the loss. This is also maybe you as well, being very stuck in the loss element of it. But Temperance is a card of hope, which says that in the future, moving forward, things will become more balanced. Maybe internally you will feel more balanced, but this connection will too as well. if you, I don't know if you've reached out to them or if you felt inclined to do that, to try and rebuild the harmony, or if you feel like it has to come from them, that's fair enough, understandable. But there is a peace ahead, more peace, and a shift from this, which I think is maybe happening on both sides, this kind of sad disappointment, feeling of loss, and maybe that it's over. And we can maybe reconnect in the future, and some harmony can be more restored. And he won't share why he's odd. So that makes it very difficult for you, Shreya. You know, there's so much, they're not sharing information with you. So if you don't know what's going on, you know, you need some clarity. But all I can say is that Temperance card was hopeful that some kind of peace will be restored in this connection, okay? If he won't tell you, then he won't tell you, so... maybe just protect your energy, Shreya, until that time, until they reach out, yeah? Okay, I'll move on now. So Jennifer, if you can please post your question. And then Namira, if you want to be ready for after Jennifer. I'm just going to grab the list as well. I'll update it. So where are we up to, Jennifer? Where has the time gone? It's already 10 to 3. Thank you, Namira. Thank you, Jennifer. Awesome. So Jennifer says, what are Dion's current thoughts and intentions? We spent the past 2 days together, but I sensed yesterday that his energy seemed off a bit and I feel like he's overwhelmed. Okay. So this is love connection, Jennifer, yeah? You and Dion. Is it, have you got like a long distance, is there distance between you? Just remind me again of this, the nature of this connection. I know we've read on Dion before, I believe. Is it long distance? Let me know. But let's have a look at his thoughts and intentions, please, Spirit, for Jennifer. Card doesn't want to come out. Page of Voices. Something to say, Jennifer. I feel like some communication will come through from them, which will offer you some clarity. But interestingly, I'm drawn to this at the bottom of the deck that came through, which I feel like is your energy of this 8 of Voices. This, you know, they were tuned in emotionally, and maybe you're someone who also, you know, is a deep feeler, deep thinker. And sometimes that can go into overthinking, because the 8 of Voices is kind of a bit of an anxious card. Yeah, you can see how this is your energy. It's kind of like being tied in knots. Okay, you need to trust your intuition, and you need to listen to that. Listen to the intuition, and even if it is telling you that something's off, but then not letting that overwhelm you and run away with you if possible. Because the 8 of Voices is often about our fears really being unfounded, and sometimes it's important when we see this card to ground ourselves. So I feel like the thing that they want to say is not going to be negative. Okay, it's going to be communication. Yeah, they've got something on their mind. They want to have a conversation with you. They maybe want to get something off their chest. You see how this person has, it doesn't matter about gender, this person has quite a serious energy. And then we've even got here, I feel drawn to take these cards, okay. 5 of Voices, which is, to me, this is about, there's a little bit of indecision here as well. So maybe they will present you with a choice. Maybe, I'll just read what you say. Jennifer says, yes, distance, and we are still in the talking stage. He has begun expressing emotions and telling me he sees a future with me, but I feel like us spending too much time is overwhelming him. Okay. I feel like the conversation that he's wanting to have is about moving this relationship forward. Maybe you're the one who's got the indecision here, Jennifer. Is it that, do you mean you spending too much time together is overwhelming you because you're the one who seems more stressed out and worried? He seems quite serious about this, and he's quite clear about it. He seems less conflicted. So I'll leave that with you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But I feel like, which is fair enough, you know, if you feel you've got questions, you need more time, that's totally, absolutely valid and fair. But to me, their energy doesn't feel conflicted. They feel quite certain about this, and maybe just expect more conversations, more desire, more need to communicate, to say, where is this going? You know, this is what I want. Do you see? Are we on the same page? That kind of energy to me, yeah? Okay, I hope that resonates. Okay, Namira, this is for you, my love. So Namira says, hi, Seer. We have a baby shower for my daughter, 3rd of Jan. Beautiful. And I'm wondering if my son Gate will come and how it will go. Okay, can you read the energy of him and how he feels about it? Sure, because of no contact. Absolutely. So Spirit, please help us here. Bring a message through for Namira regarding Gate and his energy, his feelings, his reactions around this upcoming baby shower. You're welcome, Jennifer. Still feeling it, still focusing on, so it is a conflict for them, Namira, because we've got this 5 materials which came through earlier. It is a heavier kind of energy, as in that their energy Gate is kind of focusing on what's not working, and is feeling maybe a bit sorry for themselves, feeling the loss, the disappointment, and look, this is the kind of baby shower situation. This is, you know how life comes along and family comes along, reaches out to them for connection, comes knocking on the door. And 5 materials asks us to ask Gate to say, you know, we need to at some point stop focusing on what hasn't worked out in their mind, you know, and focusing on the potential and what still remains here. So let's have a look to see if we can get, you know, likely actions. Are they able to shift out of, you know, what they perceive as, you know, what's not worked out? Because I know that in the past they've been very avoidant Namira, yeah, about taking responsibility and their part in this, yeah. It's almost a kind of it's a self-pitying, this is to be more kind of harsh victim energy. Exactly, you only pull boundaries, but when someone is of a victim mentality, Namira, this is where they go, yeah. I mean, there's some genuine sadness here as well, but it's like that not taking accountability. And like you said, all I did is put some boundaries. Some people really struggle with that. One more, please, Spirit. Tell us more. This is you. It says hold your boundary still. You know, don't crack on this, Namira. Yeah? It's very important what you're doing here. This is hard won, what you've done. So don't wobble on that, okay? If they're bringing this energy, don't wobble on that, because, you know, they're still being invited to this. There is another way forward. They've got options of being able to move this forward. But if they want to kind of lay in the dark, in a huddle, in a puddle, you know, that we can't force them out of that. You can't back down on your boundary. Doesn't take accountability, exactly. So what I would say is, Three of Inspiration is about that you will see progress in the future, Namira, okay? There's no guarantee, though, that I think that it might not be this baby shower. Well, I can read his energy now, okay? This is what Spirit is telling me. Now he is still focusing on the negative and he's still sulking. From now until January, I mean, maybe nearer the time, we can do another, or as many times as you want, you know, do an energy check-in to see if that is shifted. At the minute, they're still sulking, they're still in victim mode, they're still shutting down, okay? They're almost not making a decision, they're just feeling sorry for themselves. You'll hold your boundary, and then the Three of Inspiration in a kind of bigger picture way, this is your energy very much, Namira, that you will see improvement and you will see change, because the Three of Inspiration is about getting what you want. Your ships will come in, and this is the promise of that. And it's almost like by holding these boundaries that the pressure builds and builds, and then it's like a domino effect. It's almost, there'll be a tipping point, and that's maybe when gear will begin, you'll see some change. So Spirit is saying change will come. We can't see yet as now with regards to this baby shower. They're still victim, they're still sulking mode. Hold your boundary, and then we'll look in the future to see if their energy shifts on this perspective. Okay, I hope that resonated, Namira. Painful situation. Okay, thank you, Samreen, for posting. Samreen asks, my sister's spiritual leader said my relationship is not compatible with my boyfriend based on name matching. Oh, interesting. I should stay away from him, but I don't feel any bad energy. He is better than all of my exes. And what's my higher spirit message regarding this relationship compatibility, Samreen? Absolutely. No problem, Namira. Keep us posted. Okay, Samreen, so let's have a look at the compatibility of this relationship. Have you, I imagine you already have something, just out of interest, more than, you know, predictability, but have you had your astrological charts compared. But let's see what Spirit says today. Oh, lovely. Really lovely energy. It says that this is a card of celebration, Samreen. This is also one of the cards of marriage in the deck, yeah? Worth mentioning. Four of Inspiration talks about stability. We see here, like, this is a foundation, yeah? And if we think of the number 4, that represents stability as well. So bringing numerology into this, that a 4 is a very grounded, very stable number. You know, if we think of building a house, that's in, you know, a square generally. But, you know, it's a strong foundation where we start. And it's about commitment, and it's about celebrating as well about how far you've come. Maybe this can often be a card that says, you know, you've maybe come further than what you think. You know, maybe the depth of this connection, the potential of this relationship goes deeper and is more grounded and more committed than even what you may realize. And all these beautiful pinks, oranges, yellows. I always love the colours of this card. All the cards really, but this is a particularly warm card that seems to be full of love, connection, and like I say, celebration, and the card of marriage and commitment. You checked once online via websites, yeah, and it didn't have any major blocks. Just remind what sun sign, what is your sun sign? I mean, there's so many different factors with a chart, and sometimes opposites attract, you know. If we're different, that can be what's very attractive, sometimes in a connection as well, so it's not straightforward. One more please, Spirit. Anything else we need to know about this? Compatibility. Again, Muse of emotions, so King of Cups, big emotions, a strong emotional connection. King of emotions, sorry, Muse of emotions is also about emotional maturity. So you say this has been a lot better than your previous relationships. Maybe this relationship feels more mature, feels more like an actual kind of grown-up relationship, you know, that someone's kind of more on the same page of what you want and what you need. This is interesting because this card, this deck slightly differs in the sense that there's an image of two people here, and I feel like for me this time around this is both of you and how you are mirroring each other. We're on the same page. Sometimes maybe the emotions can get overwhelming. It can be, you know, we have ups and downs, and it's because we care, because we feel a lot. The Muse of emotions that I've mentioned before, if anything, it's about we've got a lot of feelings here. We've got love here, no doubt. And it's about managing those feelings, not being reactive, you know, sometimes caring too much, and how, you know, when we really like someone, when we're into someone, the stakes are high, yeah, we don't want to lose this. And I feel like that's mirrored both ways. So both very positive, Samreen. You're Libra, he's Taurus, okay. Oh, you Aries, sorry. Oh, he's Taurus, 3 years younger. So Taurus is a nice, grounded, you know, earth sign, reliable, stable, hardworking. You've both got the same ruling planet of Venus as well, which is a nice connection. But all positive there, Samreen, so I hope that resonated for you. Okay, moving on. Thank you, Anshman, for posting. I'll read for you now. And then I'll just post the list again, guys, so just check where you're at. So we have Sonali after Anshuman. Anshuman asks, can you check why I'm feeling a bit weird with my energies? I certainly can. I'm feeling like unable to connect to my decks while doing live, and energy are feeling weird. Is this, do you mean, Anshuman, tell me, is this you're unable to connect to your tarot cards if you're doing a live? Are you a live tarot reader? I didn't know this, if you are. Sonali, my love, if you are here, please go ahead and post your question as well. But Anshuman, just clarify what you mean. I'm not sure, there's a bit of a delay in the chat, so Anshuman, Sonali, Kritika, if you're here, please go ahead and post as well, just so we can keep things moving. But I think the chat just seems to have slowed. Oh, there we go, sorry. Oh, awesome, Anshuman. So you started going live a few days back. You're welcome, Samreen. Okay, let's have a look. Thanks for posting, Kritika. I see you. Let's see what this disconnect that you're experiencing. So Seven of Inspiration is, it's a card about protecting your energy, Anshuman. So sometimes when reading the tarot, and if you're reading for people, you know, like as a tarot reader, like you are opening yourself up to spirit and to people's energies. Sometimes you can get, this can be overwhelming, and it's important to ground yourself, to protect yourself. So however you do that, if you do that through meditation, through like a little, like a small ritual, maybe either every day or before you do the readings. And it's about reconnecting to that inner voice and to your connection to spirit, and in a way being able to tune out the noise and the from either other people's energies, or also things like maybe your own self-doubt that might come up. Like a protection ritual. I'm trying to think of all my videos now. You can scroll through and have a look. There may be like a guided meditation in there, or there's so many on YouTube as well, but you may find it in, I can't even think of what, because I've got that many videos up there. I can't, just scroll through them, see if there's a, let me have a look now. I should know this, right? I should know my own videos. Okay. I've got, it's more what's up is my manifestations, meditations and rituals. If you would like a protection one, if that's someone that people wanted, I'd be more than happy to do that. In the meantime though, there's plenty of other ones on YouTube. If you just put in protection ritual, and it'll bring that up, and you're trying to, so you're building a strong container, and this can take a bit of practice, Anshaman, and you see how you've got all this protection around. This is your gift of reading the tarot and channeling spirit, or however you read the tarot, you know, your gift and however that manifests. And so I think that's what you need to focus on. And I think if you can do that and find practices that resonate with you to help you do that, this will strengthen your connection to your decks, to channeling, or like I say, however you read the tarot. Go back to your craft always. So even if it's just going back to looking at the cards and looking up their meaning and going through every card to strengthen that in you. So you can connect with, you know, pick your favorite deck and just use that one, whatever comes through and flows to you the easiest, just stick with that deck, and work on building that relationship, because with each deck there's a different energy, there's a different vibe completely. So maybe start off as well with focusing on the one just that feels the easiest right now, that you feel closest to. Hope that resonated. Keep us posted, yeah? Right, Kritika asks, and then Sonali, go ahead and post as well, and I'll read for you after Kritika. So Kritika asks, current feelings of vape have for me. We met in college after some time. I was yearning hard but controlled myself. So where are we at now, Kritika, with this connection with Vibe Have? Just remind me, are we in, you met in college, are we in some communication, am I right, or it's intermittent? Hey Sonali, just tell me more about your love life situation now, because I don't do, oh sorry, you've said you're single, ignore me. Okay, Kritika says we're talking. Thanks for letting me know that you're here, Joe Calisnetic. Oh, I can't speak. I want to say Calisnetics, but that's not right, is it? Joe, I'm just going to call you Joe, if that's all right. Okay, Kritika, my love, this is for you. Let's have a look at their energy towards you, towards this connection. Ooh, nice. So I don't know how the communication is going, but they see you as this really beautiful queen of emotions. Look how gorgeous that image is, that card is, you know, and emotions is about big feelings, it's about love, it's about romance, it's about feeling a lot, and then really seeing you as this potential partner, this, because it's a queen as well, it's like a serious life partner in a way. So this feels good. I mean, does this connect with how it feels like it's going? You know, to me, it's like it's all there in the sense of that they see you as the real deal and the potential partner. If there's any blocks, it doesn't feel about how they see you or how they feel for you, if that makes sense. So that's it, they're holding back. Tell me more, Spirit, again about why it's not moving forward. It's interesting. Knight of Pentacles, you see, in their mind or in their energy, this Knight of Materials, it says it is moving forward. So who knows what's going on behind the scenes or internally, yeah? The Knight of Materials moves incredibly slowly, Kritika, okay? And it can feel so slow that like it feels like nothing is happening, which is what you were experiencing. So the tension and care between us is obvious, okay, but ambiguous future. So you're obviously invested in this as well, I think, because you know it's not something that you are ready to walk away from or want to give up on. Yeah. So in that respect, you know, if we're going to continue with this connection, if we are going to be invested and waited out, then we need to be patient. I understand you already have been patient, but you need to continue being patient, basically, and bear this in mind. And this Knight of Pentacles energy, who knows what's driving this, why it needs to go so slow, why so cautious. You know, it could just be that this is their nature. I think I remember you saying that they have been hurt before, and that's what, so there's a lot of fear around being vulnerable again. So like I said, if you're invested, you're not ready to walk away, then the best attitude, the best sort of approach to this is to go, okay, I'm going to take this outlook, I'm going to take this message from Spirit, says that yes, he views me as this beautiful queen of emotions, as a life partner. You see, it feels quite fated, so go all in on that, okay, and hold this belief. You are this queen of emotions to them, and movement is slow, yeah, but that's the way it's going to go. So if you can accept that and just believe, you know, we are moving forward, it's just moving forward slowly. Try to manifest it. I would focus, if you do manifest, focus manifestations on it moving quicker, if that's what you want. But what we can see is we go with the Knight of Pentacles, go, it is moving forward. So again, lean into that belief. I'm manifesting it moving forward faster at a speed that I would like, but I understand and I see that we are moving in the right direction. So both actually positive. So I hope that resonates. I feel like that's quite a straightforward guidance from Spirit there about how to move forward with this. Okay, I'll move on. So Sonali and then Diamond Girl is next. No worries about that, Diamond Girl. Thanks for letting me know that you're here, Jazz. Sonali, what's next in Love Single? Sonali, this is for you. So 3 of Emotions is it's a card of celebration, really, and it's about being social. It's about saying yes to invitations. It's about spending time with social events with friends, and the potential of, say, a love connection coming through this way in a light-hearted setting. So we need to, you may already be doing this, Sonali, you may already be getting out there and connected, but keep doing that if you are. If you're not, then that's something to focus on. So it's a bit like if we are single and we want love, then we need to be as proactive about it as possible. And I also saw the message, so when this card came through, Sonali, was that what comes next is also that you'll be faced with a decision, because this is 3 people here, yeah? So I feel like that in the future, if you can follow that energy, push yourself, get out there in the world, go, date as many people as you can. If it's on the dating apps, if it's saying yes, it's like if you're unemployed and you want a job, you need to put all your energy and effort into that, yeah, in applying for as many jobs as possible. And when it comes to dating, if we're single and we want to be in a connection badly, then it's about putting that same kind of energy and input into it, and it will happen. And if you can do that, then I see that not only will you have 1 potential suitor, but you will have 2, and you will actually have a choice to be made. So really positive energy, and a chance for celebration as well. But it's all about, at this point, about getting out in the world and dating and crossing and socializing as much as possible, so that we can catch the river of meeting someone. It will happen if we do that. If we focus our energy and efforts on keeping on doing that, then it's inevitable that it will. And I see, like I say, if you can do that, that not only will there be 2 potential suitors, but you will find yourself with a decision to make, which is quite exciting, yeah? Hope that resonated. You're welcome, Kritika. Okay, so Diamond Girl, go ahead and post, my love. So I'm just going to post the list again, just so we know where we're at. Thanks for letting me know you're here, Harry. So we have Diamond and we have Country. Thank you, Diamond Girl. Diamond Girl says, energy surrounding S and I's relationship in the near future. Sure. Currently no contact in almost 2 months. Okay, so let's see what the future brings, Diamond. Near future. Okay. We're going to start missing each other. You may already be missing them. And they'll be missing you. 6 of Emotions is when we start to feel that kind of pang of loss and of regret. And we start looking back on times when we were connected in the past, where we think of it fondly, yeah? Think of the good times and begin to miss that. And okay, so I'm just going to ask before I say anything else. And this will trigger We've got Queen of Emotions here. Emotions, about love, about connection. Again, like, look how that they see you in this way, yeah? I really love this card. This image is so, so beautiful to me, about if you're being viewed by someone like this, okay? So again, there's so much kind of feeling and emotions in both these cards. So I feel like that the longing and the missing will intensify and will become stronger between you both. And this will really in turn bring you back together, because there's still unresolved issues here. There's still unresolved feelings. They still see you maybe as their person, as their, as their person, as their committed relationship person that would be still you. Or that becomes apparent as the, distance makes the heart, what's it, is it distance makes the heart grow fonder? So it's like that they actually get chance to realize what they've missing out on. I understand it's been 2 months, but it may just be facts that it needs longer. This is probably already underway behind the scenes, but it's going to intensify. And maybe bring in realizations that, you were their Queen of Emotions. You were their Queen of Cups. So yeah, the emotions are only going to intensify. The missing is only going to intensify. And that really ultimately is going to bring you back into some kind of contact, yeah? And then we take it from there, we will review then. Can review sooner, obviously, but then it's like, what will they come forward with? So I hope that resonated, Diamond. Thanks for posting, Country. Okay, so Country says, a few years back, I dated this avoidant Aquarius. MJ. I feel like I've heard of him before. We grew apart as he was childish when it comes to love. Yes, I remember him now. It seems he's grown up a bit, yes. And I remember in the last reading that we did on him, am I right, that that was confirming that he had matured. And he's throwing out, anyway, I'll read your question, stop interrupting. And he's throwing out little hints of wanting to come back in. What's his real angle, yeah? Is he coming in properly this time, or should I keep pretending not to understand the hints, lol, so he doesn't waste my time? Absent makes the heart grow fonder. Thank you. Thank you, Country. Okay, Country, let's take a look on this. Am I right that that we've read on MJ before? My memory serves me correct. I haven't got the best memory, but let's see where his energy's at now. Whoa. Too many, Spirit. Country. Well, he's serious about this. The cards really shot out there, so it was like, I felt like his energy, like he had something to say, yeah? He wanted to let me sort of, in a way, his energy came through. He wanted to let me know that, yeah, like I'm serious about this. I want this. And then we've got the Lover's card, which is, in love reading, in like this, there is a strong pull here. They feel it anyway, okay? I'm going to pull some more cards on this. but the Lovers card is, you know, a strong connection and an aligned connection, if I can get that out. You know, this is how he sees you. Maybe he feels some, I don't know if he has any kind of like a spiritual side to him, if he would frame it as this, but maybe that it almost feels like some kind of spiritual fated pull when it comes to this. So maybe he is thinking in this way now, that you are meant to be together. This is, or at least a deep hope and wish for this to happen. Anything else, Spirit? Tell me. Is this her? I mean, I feel like, did he, just what's making you wary? I don't know this Three of Voices, because it's really a card about healing the Three of Voices and still needing some time maybe to heal, you know, what went on between you and DJ rather than him, or maybe it is with him. He's coming back round. He's been confused on a lot of things, okay, lately, but I see little subtle signs that he's coming back round to himself. Just wondering where this pain's come from, this Three of Voices. Maybe some painful, he's been through some painful stuff that's matured him. Or it can be that there's some wounds in you, country, that still need healing, that mean that you have to tread cautiously, yeah? And that maybe you need a little bit more time, which is also okay. I felt like that was your energy when it came through. Tell me one more, please, about MJ Spirit, and then we'll leave it. Lovely. Ace of Voices, communication is going to keep coming in. Ace of Voices is about clarity, about speaking your truth. It's about communication. And it's also about a fresh start, Ace of Voices. So maybe it's like that confirmation a bit that this is a fresh start, that something has changed. And Ace of Voices is about, you know, truth, honesty. It's kind of the opposite of mess. It's clarity, yeah. And we've got a beautiful white, the wisdom of the white owl here. He did hurt me in his childish state, but he has gone through a lot of painful self-inflicted stuff too, yeah. So maybe it's the pain, because this is Voices. It's interesting this. This is Voices, or Swords in the traditional deck. And this is Voices here. So this pain in what they've been through has almost triggered this change and this fresh start, and changed them, made them wiser, made them better at communicating, seen kind of a bit maybe the errors of their ways. They've been through something. So I would say, particularly with the Lovers card here, you know, it's okay obviously to take your time, to take this slow. But I would say, you know, obviously free will, but it feels like the cards are maybe encouraging you that it's okay to give this a whirl. It's certainly not saying to avoid this. I feel like that their feelings are genuine. They've been through something, you know, painful, and a lot of growth often comes from pain. And then here we find ourselves at the Ace of voices a kind of a fresh start and a new beginning with a different outlook and a different mindset. I'll keep it. I hope that resonated, country. Yeah, so Harry next, and Miller, yeah, please go ahead and post, my dear. There's the list. What's with the big eyes, Diamond? Have I missed something? You're welcome, country. Hey, Harry. So just started talking. Okay. I know, but what do you mean? Oh, did she? Oh, an inside joke. Okay. No worries. Okay, Harry, my dear, this is for you. Let's have the energy around. Is it you? How would I pronounce that? Ulysses? I feel like that's wrong. Who's this man? Funny Diamond. Okay, Harry. Oh, nice. Major Arcana, Harry. And it says, you know, it's time for both of you, maybe one of you more than the other if you're holding back, to take a risk. The Fool is, let's go for it. You know, we see this person here who, it's a bit like, you know, if we don't take risks, then we're not going to gain what we want. So any kind of connection where, I mean, it's a major arcana as well, okay, which tells me that there is already like the potential for a strong connection here, because major arcanas kind of denote about bigger energies, things being a big deal, yeah. And the Fool card is all about new beginnings, fresh starts, which is exactly what this connection is. And it's about going on an adventure together and have it really taken a leap of faith. So really, I mean, you couldn't kind of almost want for a better kind of energy or card to come through, Harry, for, you know, a connection and spirit's kind of seal of approval, almost to say, just, you know, this is something that you want to really go for. There's something good here. Oh, lovely. We've had this is like card of the day, yeah. Collective energies, often when we have these, you know, sessions, collective energies come through. And this Queen of Cups, you know, love is in the air. Queen of Cups is, or Queen of Emotions here, is that this has coupled with, you know, the major arcana of the Fool says there's some real potential here for commitment, for love, for deep emotions, for longevity. So, you know, early days, but embrace it, go for it. There's a lot of potential here. There's a lot of good here for this to actually go the distance. And don't hold back, okay? So don't be scared to be vulnerable or to take risks if that can feel tricky. Maybe something that, you know, we all kind of struggle with sometimes is to kind of go for it. I hope that resonated. Both very positive there, Harry. So Miller. So Ramon, the list is closed today, but I will be live again. So this week I'll be live on Friday next. I'll update in the community tab, but for anyone who wasn't able to make today's list, I will be live again on Friday. Time to be confirmed on the community tab. So I'm not sure who is actually left here. Let me know. I feel like quite a few people have dropped away, as is the case sometimes. I'm glad that resonated, Harry. Hey, Miller. Go ahead and post, my love. Or have you already posted? But post if you haven't. Oh, there we go. I see your question, Miller. Sorry. Hello, dear. How are you? I'm very well, thank you. What is coming for me and Michael is in the coming weeks? In contact. Thank you, Elena. What's coming in the coming weeks? Back in contact. I'm happy to hear that, Miller. Hey, Tasha and Devea, please go ahead and post, my loves, and we'll I'll just carry on reading. You've never met in person yet, but you are back in contact. So I'm happy to hear that you are back in contact. So let's see what's coming down the track. Ooh, lovely. So I immediately was drawn to this page of emotions on the bottom of the deck, which is about, you know, love really being in the air, love being back on the cards, literally, but on its way to you, a love offering. And then we have this beautiful Knight of Emotions, which really continues that theme. The Knight of Emotions is all about love, romance, and this Knight, so this is their energy, that it feels a lot more open. There feels a lot more movement than maybe what there has been in the past, where there was confusion, hesitancy. But the Knight of Emotions is a real shift, and it is really a card that is about a love offering. So he reached out a few days ago saying he found a job close to where I live. Oh my goodness, what a turnaround. So this is their energy. This is the upcoming week's energy, you know, that we're looking at, of that it is heading in the right direction now, Miller. Maybe it's that now they're ready. Something has changed. I don't know if they've shared that. Maybe they don't need to. All that we need to know is that, you know, we're going in the right direction. The heart is open here. And that their energy is coming towards you. So they are ready for this. They want this. You think you manifested it. Awesome. What were your practices, Miller? Was it your mindset? Did you journal? Did you meditate? Let us know. We love to hear these stories. Okay, thank you, Tasha. Keep us posted. Thanks for letting me know that you're here, Anne. Ah, mantra. Buddhist mantra. Awesome. Beautiful. Devea, go ahead and post, please. And after Devea, Anne, I'll read for you as well. last but not least, Anne. But I'll read for Tasha now. So Tasha says, will Connor ask me to get back into a relationship with him? So Tasha, I don't do yes, no questions, just so you're aware. Does he miss me? We broke up. He says he lost feelings. However, I don't feel he did. We have been together for almost 2 years. Wow. Still in contact. So what I can do, because I'm an energy reader, I can look at where he's at now, how he feels about you, how he feels about this connection, okay? And this can tell us, because energies are always changing, Tasha, okay? Which is why, and you know, how I read the tarot anyway, is I don't do yes, no. I don't find that to be helpful or meaningful. It's okay, Joe, I can circle back. I'll still read for you. It's okay, Tasha, no worries. I think you're new here, if I'm right. So different tarot readers read in different ways. And like I say, I'm an energy reader, so let's just have a look, okay? It'll still give us hopefully strong insight, guidance for you about where Connor is at. And their likely actions. So they're going through something, which is maybe what's brought through this shift in them, okay? And like you say, that it's maybe come out the blue, it doesn't feel quite right, you know, what they're saying to how you feel about what's really going on, that they've lost feelings, but that doesn't resonate with you. And this is like an awakening card. It's a major arcana. So I feel like they are going through changes and going through some kind of transformation. And maybe they're having a bit of a wobble on a bigger level, like either on a spiritual level or on like a life path level, about where they're going. It's almost as if they're sort of questioning everything. Yeah. I mean, we've all kind of been, depending on your age, how many times that you've actually sort of been through these transformations where you question things and question where you're going and what you're doing with your life. And I feel like that this connection has got caught up in that. So you're right in the sense that it's not about you and them necessarily. It's more about some kind of you know, crisis that they're having on a soul level. Okay, so just a day before he says he lost feelings, he was pouring his heart out on how much he loves me. So he's just all over the place, Tasha, okay? And going through some kind of dark night of the soul, some kind of awakening. So what does that mean for you? What will the future bring? Will they will come through this. The dust will settle. It's kind of up to you, Tasha, if you want to ride this out with them. If you want to, what I would do is maybe take this with a pinch of salt at the moment, which maybe you are doing, but obviously it's still painful, it's still hurtful, it's still gonna impact you, make you feel anxious, insecure, all those feelings if someone is saying that to you. But if you want to stay, if you're still invested in this, then I would say then you're going to have to ride this out and don't put too much credence, too much, don't give it too much credit, what they're saying and what they're going through at the moment. It's stuff that they need to work out. One more, please, Spirit. Yeah. So just that again, that they don't know what they want. They're all over the place, flip-flopping about. That's what the Five of Inspiration says. But the good thing is with this five, that it will pass, and it'll actually pass quicker than what you might think. Often fives come through, like I said earlier, it feels very catastrophic at the time. You know, we can be arguing, we can be disagreeing, we can be all over the place, internally, externally. So they're experiencing internal conflict that may be spilling out into external conflict with you, other people, those around you. And they're really kind of not sure where to stand right now. You know, we all go through this in our life at times. So whilst they figure out what they want and get themselves righted in some ways, this is the promise that it will pass quicker than what you may think. So the dust will settle again. And then I feel like things can stabilize. Yes, it hurts what he says, but he's the type of person that's all over the place. Okay, so you already know this about their character. So like I say, Tasha, free will about if you want to stick around to be there for someone, you know, whilst they do this, because it is painful and it's kind of reckless, a bit emotional behavior. But ride it out. If you're invested in this, they're going through something, it will end quicker than what it, you know, it seems very intense now. I feel like it may just be over quite quickly. Dust will settle, things will stabilize, and maybe we'll just go back to normal. Like I say, if you want to stay, you know, in this connection. I hope that resonated. Okay. Willing to wait, yeah. So just ride this one out, Tasha. Try not to take it too seriously, yeah? You're very welcome. Okay, who is next? We have Jazz. Let me see Jazz's question. Have you posted, Jazz? I'm not sure. I'll read for Anne because she's posted a question. Oh no, Jazz, there's a question here. Jazz, then I'll read for Anne, and then I'll read for Joe. So Anne, this is for you, my love. So Anne says, could you look into the overall energy between me and my crush? I certainly can. And if there is any potential movement, there's no contact, just my interest in them. Okay, let's have a look and see where we're at. Thanks, Jazz. I got it. Yeah, awesome. Four of Emotions. I feel like it's kind of what comes to mind, and it almost feels like a test. That there is a fourth cup, a next chapter, a next page on this. I feel like this connection has maybe caused some disappointments, and the lack of movement on it is confusing. Maybe something about this is not, maybe it's not unfolded as expected, or just almost feeling kind of stuck as to where to go next with this. What I would say is kind of just, if we still want this, you know, we're still invested in this, so we can double down on our manifestations, because this is the Four of Emotions, or the Four of Cups, and this is kind of what's happened since, yeah. And this is you, this is your energy, kind of looking at it, trying to make sense of it, trying to understand it, and it's kind of confusing. It doesn't make sense as yet. But there is a fourth cup here, that is yet to come, that is the next chapter. And I feel like Spirit is saying that we need to not focus on so much maybe about what's happened up to this point. Maybe we'll never make sense of it, but maybe that's okay. Maybe that doesn't matter. And what's important is that what we focus on is still what we want. We still want this, yeah. We ask ourselves, we still want this. We're not ready to let go of it. So therefore, let's go all in and let's double down on everything that we can do. Which, if communication's not there, you know, if that's not on the table as yet, then manifestation is always a great place to go, you know, even if we are in communication, because we're manifesting all the time. So it's just to go back to that discipline and that practice, however you practice, you know. Miller said, which was nice and interesting one, about how she uses Buddhist mantras to manifest. But you know, whatever works for you, Anne, and your practice, as we talk about it often on this channel, journaling, visualization, meditation, prayer, and try to shift out of that energy, that mindset of focusing on these 3 cups, because that will only hold you even longer in the stagnancy, in the mystery, in the, you know, why has this happened? So I hope that makes sense. I hope that resonates. And it really, Spirit is saying it's okay. Like, not, it's kind of saying not to give up on this, and it's saying to persist with it and actually focus on the 4th cup, which is the next chapter, the pushing on with this. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that resonated. Okay. So now, Jazz, thanks for your patience, everyone's. Devea, I see you as well. And so we have Jazz, Devea, and Joe. Okay, just so we know. I'll post that now just to get clarity on who is left, who is waiting. Ah, okay, awesome, man. So the prayer is there, still part of your daily practice. And I feel like Spirit is just saying, just double down, look away from what hasn't worked, focus on what potential remains. Okay, so Jazz asks, Anad or Anad? Hopefully one of those is correct. Behaves as if he cares sometimes. At other times, he acts as if he is focused only on getting his work done. How are things going to go between us in the next few months? He is a colleague. Okay, so just I know you're focused, Jazz, on just your professional, so it's just a platonic connection. And how will things go? How will this connection go between us in the next few months? Let's have a look. Ooh. There'll be a lot of growth, okay, Jazz, but positive. This is you kind of in this. I know that you started a new job, and I feel like there's a lot of change happening. There's a lot of, I mean, the heart chakra here is opening. There will be awakenings. There will be growth. There will this relationship is all part of that. I almost feel like Spirit is saying as well for you to focus and be aware of what's important is in some ways is this bigger process that you're going through maybe in this job placement, and that you're in some kind of transformation and going through some kind of awakening here. Hi Pooja, my love. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see if we can see anything about this particular colleague to see, but I feel like Spirit is really saying, you know, embrace this journey in because it's a big deal and it's changing you in many ways. I feel like for the better. You know, it's maybe quite an intense period of growth for you, Jazz. Ooh, Knight of Inspiration. So I think this person's energy, there's something, so they've come through as the Knight of Inspiration or the Knight of Wands, okay? And there is something about their character that maybe they're almost a bit of a hothead. They could be a fire sign, or this can be prominent in their chart. It's like they're kind of on the move, moving fast. And I think this is more just about their character. So you say sometimes they you know, sometimes you feel like he cares, and other times as if he's focused only on getting his work done. And I feel like that's really not personal to you, so don't be offended or take that as that he doesn't like you or that he doesn't care. He does, it's just that maybe the Knight of Inspiration is rushing around, okay? They can be with their words. Sometimes they can be a little brash. They can be a little bit blunt. And that's just their nature, okay? That they're not always the most sensitive of characters. So you might be more reserved, might be more sensitive, intuitive, or kind of, you know, reading people all the time, very tuned in or empathic. They're more on the go. Can be a little bit more, like I say, insensitive, blunt in their language. So understand that it's just that. There can even be a little bit of immaturity here as well, because they've come through as a knight. So sometimes they can be a bit all over the place. So sometimes maybe they feel stressed, and that's why they've just got to kind of knuckle down and get the work done. And then they're kind of off to this, off to that, you know. And that could sometimes present as that in-out energy. This obviously is just a professional relationship, but in a love energy, the Knight of Inspiration is very much that in-out energy. Someone who kind of comes in, says how like amazing they think you are, and then like they disappear for 2 weeks, and you're like, okay, what the hell was that? So don't take it personal. Jazz says, learning a lot at work, Seer. Yeah, like how I should be quick in responding to people and do my work fast. So this is, like I say, a period of growth for you. That's what's most important. That's what you need to focus on and embrace. Obviously making a lot of new connections. And like I say, this person's energy feels good. But with that in-out energy, it's just their character. It's not personal. So don't be offended by that. Okay, moving on. So, Devea, this is for you. I'm just going to find Devea's question. Devea says, hi, what do I need to focus on more these days? Okay. This is quite general. I don't do general, but let's see what Spirit says. Oh my goodness, this is another collective energy card that has come through today. So it's been the Queen of Emotions and this Awakening card. So Devea, this is for you. This is a Major Arcana, and this is what should you focus on. Major Arcana. I also feel like Devea gets lots of Major Arcanas. Big energies around you. This is can be quite a spiritual card often, Devea, as well. So it could be that you actually about focusing on your spirituality and your spiritual connection, deepening your practices, maybe in meditation, yoga, whatever, prayer, whatever you do. Yeah. You see how this bright light, yeah, which is about raising our energy, about in some ways trying to kind of find your zen more, find your inner peace, find the meaning in what you do in your daily life. You could be asking some big questions here, Devera, as well, about the focus of your life, the direction on a very deep level. Okay, this card is very deep. It's talking about things on a spiritual level, on a soul level, and asking the big questions. Okay, so maybe you have been focusing already on that. Maybe you've been sensing that there is a need for that to deepen your connection in and find more meaning. Now, because this is more of a general reading, this can be, like I say, it can manifest in a spiritual way. It can manifest in a career way. It could manifest in the relationships that we have. You know, are these people who I have in my life right now, is this what I want? Is there people who I don't know, who I no longer align with and I've outgrown? So it really is kind of a deep transformation that we need to embody. And it's a period of growth. And sometimes that can mean about letting go of things, or it can just be about bringing a deeper meaning to our lives and our daily practices, you know, meditating every day and how that expands our mind and that expands our heart. That's just one example. So you may be, like I say, already being pulled in that feeling of where you may need that depth more. So that's where your focus needs to be. Or if you've been feeling low mood and lacking, maybe it's because there needs to be more focus on this. So I hope that resonates. Okay, so I'm not sure if Joe Calisnetics is here still. If you are here, give me a shout, because I know you did wait for a long time there. But if not, then I'll just hang on a few minutes, see if Joe is still there. But if not, for anyone who missed a reading, who wasn't able to make it to the list today, or would like to, you know, who did have a reading, would like to join us next time, I will be live on Friday. So please join us then. I won't be live on Wednesday as usual this week, but I will be live on Friday. And time to be confirmed on Thursday. Awesome, Joe. Go ahead and post your question, my love. Last but not least, let's see what the cards have to say. You're welcome, Devea. I hope it resonated. Let me know how it did. It's always nice to get feedback, guys. If you've had a reading and you want to share about how it resonated, it's always good to know how it's landing for my people that I'm reading for. So just waiting for Joe to post. There's a bit of a delay in the chat sometimes, so just bear with me. So I don't do yes, no questions, Jax, but I can still have a look at the energy of this. Tell me about, I'm an energy reader, so I know that I think you're new here, so just to tell you about how I read, I'm an energy reader. I connect to you and the people in your situation. And in order to give you a meaningful reading, if you can give me context and detail about your situation, and then I can interpret the messages from spirit, what's channeled to you. Yeah. And like I say, I don't do yes no questions. That's not how I read the tarot. But I can certainly do an energy check-in. Energy is always changing, okay? So we can look at Paulina, how they are feeling about this connection, about you. But let me know the history. Let me know you know, are we in a relationship? Are we in no contact? Etc, etc. Thank you, Devay, my love. I'm sorry to hear that you've been through some tough times, and I'm at a point of redefining things in my life. So that would align with that deep transformation, Devay. I hope that resonated. Love and light to you, Devaya. Thank you. I appreciate you. So Joe, like I said, tell me detail, context. Just in this talking stage, okay. Ooh, well, Joe, you'd probably be happy about this. 8 of inspiration. So the future for you two is that there's a lot of passion in this card, okay? Inspiration is fire energy. Passion, movement, forward momentum, and things moving fast, Joe, okay? So this is one probably when things pick up speed. As things progress, things will pick up speed and will begin to move fast. So it'll be a situation really of staying grounded, of staying aligned, and of not allowing things to kind of spin out, because there can be quite a lot of intensity, quite a lot of passion, and with that it's mindful, good to be mindful not to move too fast, but also, you know, it's fun, it's encouraging, and that there is a lot of potential, and you don't need to worry about things not progressing. It's more a case of things potentially moving too fast. Joe says, trying to see if I'm overthinking things or if something's up. Okay. Are your spidey senses tingling, Joe, that there is something up? Anything else, Spirit, that Joe needs to, that Jax needs to know, even not Joe, but Jax? Interesting. There may be a little bit of a communication issue. 5 of Voices can sometimes talk about a little bit of conflict. It can be about, even, you know, if we're getting to know each other, it can just be about getting to know each other and maybe communication style. So what I would say is because swords can be about, we need to be honest, we need to speak our truth and lead with that, but also we need to be sensitive to each other's way of communicating and being understanding, okay? So if that's going on, if you feel that, or maybe this is what's coming up, is because it's a 5, it's quite good to know that it will pass. Like, I feel that you'll be able to move beyond that and work it out. But there can be a lot of sometimes what people maybe often don't talk about is when you're getting to know each other, there can be like a strong attraction there, a lot of physical attraction, a lot of passion, maybe things moving fast. But there's also maybe maybe this is part of it, that it's a little bit of an explosive connection. So sometimes there can be disagreements. You know, both these energies are quite fast moving, sharp edged. So there might be some ups and downs. Don't let that kind of discourage you or put you off. It's really more about just, that's definitely what's going on, Jacques. Okay, so it's more about understanding each other's communication style. And maybe they're a bit blunt, maybe you're a bit blunt. I don't know, whoever it lands with. You know, someone's trying to be funny, it doesn't land very funny. You know, it's kind of things like that. So the Five of Voices says you will overcome this, you will work it out. So just kind of bear that in mind too. You know, you can speak your truth, you can be honest, but we can also do it sensitively. And I mean, you can even share with, you know, if there's something about their communication style that doesn't work for you, that doesn't land for you, might be worth just mentioning that. So then you've called them out for it, you know, and vice versa. So some interesting energies. I feel like it's an interesting connection and interesting journey with potential. And like I say, it can move fast, but we just need to work out this communication, excuse me, style. So I hope that resonated. Right, guys, I'm going to end the live there, but thank you all for those that joined, that brought your questions. I hope your messages that you received brought you some clarity, brought you peace and some inspiration for the days ahead. Remember to always take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and always trust your own inner guidance. And I'll be back on our next live on Friday. So keep an eye on the schedule on the community tab. That's where all updates go. And please click the notification bell so that you know when I live and any updates. But love and light to all. Thank you, Pooja, for sticking around, for watching. Have a good rest of the day to you. Hi, Sruthi. How are you? Sruthi, you keep coming in on the at the end. Trying to make it earlier on Friday. I hope you can join us. You keep missing the list. Join us on Friday if you can, Sruthi. But love and Pooja to you as well. I hope you can make it. Misreading for you. So love and light to all. Yeah?